Alright, so several people asked for a video of my miniature game kit that I've put together, and this is me giving it a shot. So it consists of a couple of trays of parts and pieces, and there's also an optional dice rolling tray that I can carry around or not, and there's a couple of boards that are a little too large to fit in the trays. I could have made them smaller, but I decided that the boards for those games needed to be big. So let's start with the top tray. We've got full-size playing cards. This is one thing that I elected to go with full-size because even though they make tiny cards, there's so many games you can play with cards that it just seemed worth it. These are plastic cards, semi-transparent, so you can play in the rain and whatnot. They shuffle nicely, made by Bicycle. We've got chess pieces. We've got a notepad for keeping score and Write in the Rain space pen. We have a miniature set deck. If you've never played set, you've really got to look into it. It's loads of fun at parties. We've got a complete set of Scrabble tiles. Tiny ones, of course. We have a cribbage board, wooden and leather. Folds up, a little smaller than a wallet, bigger than a credit card. Awfully compact for a cribbage board, though. We've got stands for you to set your Scrabble tiles or dominoes or whatever you're playing with on. We have 4 of them for multiplayer games. If some of the pieces are too small for folks' fingers, we have 3 sets of tweezers that somebody can use to pick up the tiny little pieces. And then we have several small board games, most of which I made myself and Microsoft Publisher. This actually is Mastermind and Mancala. Got Backgammon, Parcheesi. This is Connect 4. Now, you do have to master the concept of imagining gravity pulling from one side to play Connect 4 on this, but if you can grasp that, then this works perfectly well. We got a list of board games. Usually this is showing from the back of the games set, so I can hand it over to somebody and they can pick what they want to play. We've got Chinese checkers, regular checkers, snakes and ladders, which I've actually never played, but I understand is rather popular, and hey, it involves snakes, so I figured I'd throw the board in there. And this is a Go board. English versions are called Othello or Reverse Eye. The ancient Chinese game is called Go. Then we have dominoes. These are only double 6. I'd rather it be double 9 or double 12, but it is a miniature set, so I've got to deal with, practicality here. These are carved out of bone, made in Mexico. And my stepdad used to have some like them. I found these on eBay. It was missing the lid, but fortuitously, the tray that I keep everything in is that exact height, so they don't fall out anyway, even though I don't have the lid. So we've got a miniature deck of Risk Territory cards. I just made those today, actually. And we've got miniature Monopoly cards. We've got a complete set of miniature Monopoly money. We've got an Uno deck. Teeny tiny, of course. We've got the dice to play left, center, right. We've got a bajillion teeny tiny dice. I don't actually need a bajillion teeny tiny dice, but I figured, hey, they're teeny tiny and they're dice, so might as well be in the set. And if we really want, we could each have our own set to play Farkle with, or Yahtzee, or what have you, without having to pass them around if we use these. These are the dice that I normally use. There's 6 dice play Farkle a lot, but there's also, you know, the 2 red dice and 3 white dice that you can use for Risk and, you know, Monopoly and everything. We've got an extra die in here, a bunch of different extra pieces, and we have our cribbage pegs in here. Here's our Monopoly houses. Here's our Monopoly hotels. Here's our Monopoly pieces. I went to the jewelry store and got charms that would normally be used on bracelets. We've got the turtle and the flip-flop and the boot and the llama and the motorcycle and a wolf and a music note. So people can fight over which ones of those they get to be, just like the family does around the table with the real Monopoly. Then we've got some small beads that are silver on one side and black on the other for playing Go with. We have an assortment of rectangular and round pieces that can be used for lots of these things. We've got red and white that could be used for checkers, that could be used for the answer pegs for Mastermind, what have you. But primarily here we've got 6 sets of beads that are the pieces for Risk. And these are little bead organizing trays that somebody would use if they were making jewelry. But we can use them as our trays for our guys as we're playing. So you've got your 6 little containers, just like in the full-size Risk board. And you've got single guys. You've got chevron represents 5 guys, kind of like the Roman numeral 5. Some of these I couldn't find actual circles. Some of them have circles for 10, some of them have paisleys for 10, but close enough. So you can pick your, you know, oxide color, copper color, blue metallic, matte black, rainbowy, or purple to play Risk with, and then they pour it easily back into the little tray when you're done playing. And then we've got the larger chessboard. This is a Monopoly board. Instead of carrying around, we have all the Monopoly place cards and the, you know, get out of jail free cards and stuff, but instead of carrying a whole community chest and chance deck, you roll the dice, and depending on where, you know, the dice land, you look at that number out of the deck, and that's the card that you get, is how we play that part of it. Then we've got, this is our Risk board. Not as big as the normal Risk board, but plenty big enough for our little bead pieces over here. And then we have our Scrabble board that has standard Scrabble playing board. It's got the list of the tiles and their values, and then we have a cheat sheet here with 2-letter words right on the side of the deck. So you can get out whatever game you want to play. Bust out your little rolling tray if you want, and get after it. We got, let's see, where's my little list? We've got Uno, Monopoly, Risk, Chess, Checkers, Chinese Checkers, Backgammon, Parcheesi, Dominoes, Farkle, Set, Mancala, Go, Connect 4, Snakes and Ladders, Mastermind, Cribbage, and then of course a whole host of other card games and a host of dice games. So wherever we happen to be, if somebody's down with playing a game, I'm ready. I got you covered.